I let AI run my life for 24 hours. I wasn't ready. Have you ever wondered, what would happen if artificial intelligence controlled every decision you made for an entire day? Not just your work, not just your schedule, I mean everything. What you eat, what you wear, what time you wake up, what you work on, even how you spend your free time. Today, I'm putting AI completely in charge of my life for the next 24 hours. And here's the scary part. I have to follow every decision it makes. No changing my mind, no skipping the weird suggestions, no cheating. Because if AI really is the future everyone keeps talking about, then surely it should be able to run one normal day, right? Well, that's exactly what we're about to find out. But before we start, there's one decision AI made later today that I honestly almost refuse to follow. When it happened, I seriously questioned whether trusting AI was a good idea at all. So make sure you stick around until the end because that moment completely changed my opinion. Over the last year, we've watched AI write books, generate videos, build websites, create music, even replace jobs people thought were impossible to automate. Every week there's another headline claiming AI is becoming smarter than ever. But here's the question nobody really asks. Can AI actually manage a real person's everyday life? Or does it just look impressive in carefully edited demos? Today we're going to find out the honest answer. No hype, no sponsored opinions, just a real experiment. For the next 24 hours, artificial intelligence is making every important decision. This is going to be interesting. Chapter 2. The Rules of the Challenge. Before AI makes its first decision, we need to set some ground rules, because if I can ignore the answers whenever I don't like them, then this challenge means absolutely nothing. So here's how it's going to work. For the next 24 hours, every important decision goes through AI first. Before I eat, I ask AI. Before I start working, I ask AI. Before I take a break, I ask AI. Even if I have no idea what to do next, AI gets to decide. Rule number 1. I have to follow the first reasonable answer AI gives me. No asking the same question 5 different ways until I get the answer I want. That would be cheating. Rule number 2. I'm not using just one AI tool. Throughout the day, I'll switch between different models to see how each one performs. Some are designed for planning, some are better at research, others claim they're productivity experts. Today's challenge is about seeing which ones actually help in real life, not just in polished demos. Rule number 3. If AI gives me a suggestion that's safe and realistic, I have to follow it, even if it's inconvenient, even if it's something I normally wouldn't choose, because that's the whole point of this experiment. Now, obviously, if AI tells me to do something unsafe or completely unreasonable, I'm not doing it. The goal isn't to blindly obey a chatbot. The goal is to find out whether AI can genuinely make better everyday decisions than I can. And honestly, I'm not expecting perfection. I'm expecting a mix of brilliant ideas, questionable advice, and probably a few moments that make me wonder what the AI was thinking. The timer starts. Now. 24 hours, 1 day, dozens of decisions, and from this moment on, artificial intelligence is officially in control. Let's see how this goes. Chapter 3. AI takes control of my morning. The challenge officially begins, the timer is running, and from this point forward, every important decision belongs to AI. So naturally, the first thing I needed was a plan. Instead of reaching for my usual to-do list, I opened ChatGPT and gave it one simple prompt. You're in charge of my day. Create the most productive morning routine possible. I'll admit, I was expecting something generic. You know, wake up, drink water, exercise, the usual advice we've all heard 100 times, but the response was a lot more detailed than I expected. The AI broke my morning into a schedule. It recommended exactly when I should wake up, how long I should spend planning, when to check emails, how much time to focus before taking a break, and even reminded me to stay away from distractions first thing in the morning. Honestly, not a bad start. But here's where things got interesting. Instead of immediately jumping into work, the AI told me to spend a few minutes writing down my priorities for the day before touching a single project. At first I thought, that's just going to waste time. But I decided to trust the process. After all, that's the whole point of this challenge. So I followed the plan exactly as it was written. No shortcuts, no changing the order, no adding my own ideas, just me. Following AI's instructions step by step. And surprisingly, within the first hour, I already felt more organized than I normally do. Now, whether that feeling would actually last for the rest of the day, that was a completely different question. With the morning routine complete, it was time for the real test. Could AI actually help me get meaningful work done, or was it about to slow me down? There was only one way to find out. Chapter 4. Can AI actually make me more productive? With my morning routine out of the way, it was finally time to get some real work done. And this is where the challenge became serious. Planning is one thing, but actually getting results, that's where AI usually gets exposed. So I gave AI complete control over my work session. Here's everything I need to get done today. What's the most efficient order to complete these tasks, and why? Within a few seconds, the AI responded with a full action plan. Not just a list, it actually explained the reasoning behind the order. It suggested tackling the hardest task first while my energy was still high, then grouping similar tasks together to avoid constantly switching my focus. Honestly, that made a lot of sense, but I didn't want to rely on just one opinion. So I asked a few different AI tools the exact same question, and something interesting happened. One AI focused almost entirely on productivity, another prioritized speed, and another suggested taking more frequent breaks to avoid burnout. None of them gave the exact same answer, which made me realize something. I isn't giving you the answer. It's giving you an answer based on how it has been trained. That means choosing the right tool can be just as important as asking the right question. Then, about halfway through my work session, I told me to stop working, not because I was finished, because it thought I needed a break. My first reaction was, seriously? I just got into the flow. But since I was running the day, I stepped away from the computer, walked around for a few minutes, grabbed some water, came back, and surprisingly, I actually felt more focused than before. Maybe I was onto something. Now, was AI doing the work for me? No, not even close. I still had to think, I still had to make decisions, and I still had to put in the effort. But what AI did remove was a lot of the small mental decisions that quietly drain your energy throughout the day. Instead of wondering, what should I work on next? I already had an answer, and that kept me moving. So far, I had done a surprisingly good job, but now it was time for something much harder. Could AI actually help me make money, or would all the promises we've been hearing turn out to be nothing more than hype? That's what I was about to find out. Chapter 5. Can AI actually help me make money? Up until now, I had done a pretty good job organizing my day. It helped me plan, it kept me focused, and honestly, I was starting to trust it. But now came the part I'd been looking forward to the most. Could AI actually help me make money? Because let's be honest, this is probably the biggest reason most people are interested in AI, not because it writes better emails, not because it creates pretty pictures, but because everyone wants to know, can it actually create opportunities? So I gave AI one simple mission. If you had to help someone earn money online starting today, what would you recommend? Within seconds, the suggestions started pouring in. Freelancing, content creation, selling digital products, affiliate marketing, starting a YouTube channel, building simple websites, even creating online courses. Some of the ideas were familiar, others I hadn't seriously considered before. Instead of stopping at the list, I asked AI to go one step further. Don't just give me ideas, give me the first action I should take right now. And that's where things got interesting. Rather than overwhelming me with 10 different options, it broke everything down into one clear, actionable step. No complicated roadmap, no endless planning. Just one task to complete before moving to the next. I have to admit, that made getting started feel much less intimidating. But there was one problem. The AI made everything sound incredibly easy, almost too easy. Start this, build that, post here, sell there. In reality, none of these ideas are instant success stories. They still require consistency, skill, patience, and a lot of hard work. AI can point you in the right direction, but it can't walk the path for you. That's when something clicked. Maybe the biggest value of AI isn't that it makes money for you. Maybe it's that it removes the confusion that stops people from ever getting started. Instead of staring at a blank page wondering what to do, you have a starting point, and sometimes that's all you really need. At this point, I was actually impressed. AI had helped to organize my day, it had helped me work more efficiently, and it had even given me practical ideas to move forward. I started thinking, maybe this challenge is going to be easier than I expected. But then, the next decision AI made caught me completely off guard, and that's when the day took a turn I never saw coming. Chapter 6. The decision that made me question everything by this point. I had spent most of the day following AI's advice, and honestly, things were going better than I expected. I was getting more done, I felt more organized, and I was starting to think, maybe AI really can make everyday life easier. Then I asked it one simple question. What's the next thing I should do? I expected another productivity tip, maybe answer emails, plan tomorrow, finish another task. Instead, the response caught me completely off guard. The AI told me to stop chasing productivity and spend the next part of my day doing something I genuinely enjoy. Its reasoning was surprisingly thoughtful. It explained that constantly trying to optimize every minute can actually make you less productive over time, because without giving your brain time to recover, your focus eventually starts to disappear. I'll be honest, that wasn't the answer I wanted. I felt like I should keep working. There was still plenty left to do, but according to AI, taking a proper break wasn't wasting time. It was part of being productive. So, I decided to trust it. I stepped away from my desk, put my phone down, stopped checking notifications, and gave myself permission to take a real break. No multitasking, no emails, no trying to squeeze in just one more task. Just a few quiet minutes away from the screen. At first, it honestly felt strange, almost like I was falling behind. But something unexpected happened. When I came back, the task I'd been struggling with earlier suddenly felt much easier. I wasn't magically smarter. The work hadn't changed, but my mind felt clearer, and I found myself finishing it faster than I expected. That made me wonder. Maybe being productive isn't about working every second of the day. Maybe it's about knowing when to stop. This challenge taught me something I wasn't expecting. AI didn't just tell me what to do. Sometimes, it reminded me what not to do. Not every suggestion was perfect. Some were obvious. Some weren't useful at all. But every now and then, it offered a perspective I probably would have ignored on my own, and that alone made the experiment worth trying. The day was almost over. There was just one final thing left to answer. After spending 24 hours letting AI make my decisions, would I actually do this again? Or was this going to be a one-time experiment? Let's find out. Chapter 7. The Final Verdict. 24 hours later, the challenge was officially over, and for the first time all day, I was finally allowed to make my own decisions again. So, Was letting AI run my life actually worth it? The short answer: yes, but probably not for the reason you think. Coming into this challenge, I expected AI to completely transform the way I worked. I thought it would have all the answers, that every recommendation would be smarter than mine, but that's not what happened. Instead, AI became something much more realistic. It became an assistant, not a replacement. It helped me organize my thoughts. It helped me plan my day. It removed a lot of the small decisions that normally waste time, but every important decision still needed human judgment. And honestly, I think that's exactly where AI is at its best. The biggest surprise wasn't that AI gave great answers. It was that it made me slow down and think differently. Sometimes the smartest suggestion wasn't about working harder. It was about simplifying the problem, or taking a break, or focusing on just one task instead of trying to do everything at once. Those aren't revolutionary ideas, but having them appear exactly when I needed them made a real difference. Of course, this challenge wasn't perfect. Some answers felt too generic. A few suggestions didn't really fit my situation, and every now and then, the AI sounded incredibly confident while being completely wrong. That's something you should always remember. Just because AI sounds convincing doesn't mean it's correct. Always double-check important information, especially when it comes to money, health, or major life decisions. So, if I had to rate this experience, I'd give it an 8.5 out of 10. Not because AI can replace people, but because it can make people more effective. Used the right way, it's an incredible tool. Used the wrong way, it's just another distraction. And that's the biggest lesson I learned from this challenge. AI isn't here to live your life for you. It's here to help you make better decisions. The rest is still up to you. If you enjoyed watching me put AI to the test, make sure you subscribe because this is just the beginning. I've got even bigger AI experiments coming up, and trust me, the next one is going to push these tools even further. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.